It's March and it is time for our golden generation. Also, we might win the league today, if I've done my maths right, which it probably isn't right. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021, building a nation with Latvia and the Skinnz Academy. And today is Golden Generation Youth Intake Day. I've seen the star ratings. I haven't seen any of the players, so we're going to go through each one of them individually. Do please leave comments down below, basically saying what youth player you think has the most potential. What one would you pick to be the future Latvian international? Very briefly, before we get there, we need to talk about results. We were last here, wasn't it? Valmiera. As you can see from the green circles, we've won everything apart from 3 draws against Spartaks, Liepāja and Ventspils. We are top of the table, 0 defeats, 70 points on the board, not a huge amount of football left. We might be crowned champions. Anyway, youth intake. So this is what we have. Now, admittedly, it doesn't look great, but we've got a 5-star player, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3.5. So we've got probably 5 that the game thinks are going to be good. We're going to start here. We're going to start at the worst one who might be the best, if that makes it doesn't make sense. It is Alvis Hartemanis. Maybe. He is a 15-year-old central midfielder, ball-winning midfielder. I'm not quite sure what position you are. Probably a central midfielder. Mentally, looks alright. Technically, I guess he's not awful. He's got 10s and 11s in there, which isn't terrible. Physically, he is struggling a bit. He's also only 5'8", but at 15 years old, I think he's still got time to grow. Vitalis Tolstoy's, maybe? I don't know. He is a right back, 1.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. Again, it doesn't look amazing, does he? 14 tackling, which is pretty good, but everything else in terms of technical ability is under a 10, 9 on passing, 9 on first touch. Maybe he could become a bit of a wing back. Physically, he looks okay again. 10s, 11s and 12s for the most part. 16 in natural fitness, which is good. Mentally, lots of 8s, 9s and 10s. He's a couple of points away from looking really good. If some of these numbers were bumped up by like 2 or 3, he'd look amazing. But because they're not, he looks pretty average. The Academy de Football Skinnz in the Ivory Coast has provided us with the next player, and it is Arthur Dosso, and Arthur looks good. I'm liking the look of Arthur Dosso, 15 years old, Ivorian central midfielder. I think there's no doubt about that. He is a central midfielder, 14 first touch, 11 passing isn't amazing, but it's pretty good. Tackling, 10 and technique of 10 as well. He can take some corners, he can do a bit of crossing. I mean, he's not the best at corners, but most of our players aren't very good at corners. Mentally, decent numbers, work rate, decisions, determination and composure, all into the yellow, bravery as well, and double figures. Physically, lots of 8s, 9s and 10s. So again, not bad. If they were bumped up by 1 or 2 points, he'd start looking really, really good physically. I've got a lot of hope for Arthur Dosso. We've got ourselves a left winger who is probably going to need to be retrained to be a right winger as an inside forward. It is Sergejs Kapustins, a 6-foot left midfielder, I guess is what he is. He looks alright. He doesn't look amazing. Physically, he's alright. He's very fast or very quick to get to his top speed, which is only a 12, but 16 acceleration. Determination and teamwork, very high numbers. I'm liking the look of that. If we can get those mental numbers up, maybe his technical numbers, which, again, don't look particularly great, do they? 8s, 7s and 8s, really, that's not good, is it? If we say, if you're an inside forward, admittedly on the other side, that's not what we want, inside forward. So this is what an inside forward needs, and he's not got some good numbers, has he? Physically, he's there, he's fine. Balance, maybe not so much, but mentally, not great. Technically, not great. Kapustins, maybe. Maybe we need to retrain him with something else, because I don't think as a right winger, right now, he's good enough. And the main event then is Sergejs Perkons, who is a Latvian central defender. He is going to be joining Jānis Vūgls, I reckon, as probably our 2 central defenders for hopefully the next 10 years or so. Nothing outstanding in terms of stats and attributes, but mentally, he's got lots of 10s, 11s, a 13 and a 15 in there as well, which looks pretty good. Physically, he's a bit of a beast. He's a bit of a beast. Agility of 13 for a 6'1" centre-back is pretty good. Jumping reach as well, 13. Combined with his not-so-great 10 heading. Okay, fair enough. Balance, 16, really good. Pace is 11, which actually isn't terrible for a centre-back. He is only 15 as well, so there is obviously plenty of time for Perkons to get better at football. I realised while saying that, All of these players here are all 15. So even Kapustin's, he might get better. He's only 15. I'm now going to take a look at some of the other players and kind of point out anybody who stands out a little bit as something exciting. We've got one, Yanis Box. Yanis Box looks okay. I'm going by shape. I'm looking at shape. I'm not looking at attributes, but mentally looks pretty good. Determination, teamwork, vision is pretty high. Lots of 10s in there as well. Technically, he's got some decent numbers. I think maybe he might be good, but his potential is only 2.5 stars, so maybe he might just be near his potential already. And that's all of them. That's every single player that we have. Now, Perkons and Dosso. Those are my two favourites. Tell me in the comments who you think is going to be a future Latvian international, or I guess Ivorian international, if you think it's Arthur. We are now going to be playing Noah Jamala off camera, because we are going to be playing Meta and Riga in this episode. If we win all 3 of these games, I think we're crowned champions. I'm not 100% sure, but I think especially if we beat Riga, we're crowned champions. Right, we have just played Noah, and we have beaten them at 1-0. Elsewhere, Ventspils beat Riga 2-0. Now, I've done some maths, and basically, I need to look over here, Riga can get themselves 81 points between now and the end of the season. We are obviously on 73 points. However, if we beat Riga, they will be able to get only 78 points. If we win our next 2 games, we will be on 79 points. Therefore, maths. I've done maths. I'm pretty sure I've done it right. We'll find out in a minute when we have to play Riga and probably lose, and then we won't be crowned champions until the next match. So, if we win both of the matches in today's episode, we will be crowned champions, which means we have to kind of go full strength, regardless of who we're playing, which we've kind of been doing anyway. It's going to be Zomers in goal, Taigui, Dow, Vugels, Adjamani at the back, Samed and Troninkovs in the middle, Taihi, Mikolov, Zavs and Diaby as our strikers. Basically, our wingers get us the goals. Taihi and Zavs have 42 goals between the pair of them. Karim Diaby has only 18. I say only, like it's a small number. 18's still pretty good. We've also got ourselves a brand new signing. It is David Titov, who is a 24-year-old Latvian who's played previously for Brentford, St Pat's Athletic and Shamrock Rovers. I've never heard of this man. He's got lots of 11s and 12s. And I went, actually, for a right back, as a squad player, he's pretty good. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He's getting paid probably too much money, but he's still only young as well. We have also done a bit more business elsewhere, which we'll talk about briefly after this match. Basically, we've sold 2 more players. One of them is Bakayoko. The other one is the Russian winger, who I've already forgotten his name, and we've got a fair amount of money for them. It is going to be a free kick for us. Taigui, the right back, is going to take this curling effort, hits the post, and Alpens clears that ball. Maris Mikolov is going to collect this. In 5 minutes, we've already hit the post. Taigui collects this again on the right-hand side, plays it back to Troninkovs. Diaby to Taihi, needs to go backwards, needs to go back, or not, find some space for yourself, to Diaby. Lovely little ball. Diaby really should have scored then. It stays at 0-0 against Meta currently. We've also loaned out a bunch of people as well, is what I was going to say before we had our free kick and hit the post. If we don't win this match, we will then have to play Riga, and basically it means that we're not going to win regardless of what the result is there. We are currently 0-0, 30 minutes on the clock. Taigui with a free kick. It's found its way to Taihi, hits it into the back of the defender. Taihi then gets the rebound as well. It is 1-0. We are starting to put ourselves in pole position. We're in pole position anyway. Starting to carve our name into the trophy for the 4th time, or 3rd time. 3rd time. We didn't win last year. The 3rd time in 4 years. We've got a free kick. It is going to be Maris Mikolov, left-footed, trying to curl this one in, please, buddy. He's gone straight at the keeper. The keeper parried it and then booted it clear. Fair enough. And Meta can get that upfield. Frank Dowell chests it down. Is this the whole highlight, or are we going to get a little bit more action? Dowell with it once again, well inside their half. For a centre-back, well inside their half. Taihi crosses, Diaby heads down, Zavs gets a chance. Can't manage to get his effort on target. It's blocked and cleared. Half-time then, we are doing our job, 1-0 up against Meta. They have literally had no shots, let alone any decent chances. Things are going well, you're capable of better. I don't think we're going to do any changes at half-time. I really need to start rotating our squad, because a lot of our players like Vugels, Troninkovs and Mikolov, are very tired because they play literally week in, week out at the moment. We've got ourselves a throw 10 minutes into the second half. Taigui is taking it to Taihi, the goal scorer. Plays it back to Abdul Samed. Now Maris Mikolov rolls it forward, plays it through to Diaby, and what a finish that is from Abdul Karim Diaby, his 19th of the season. And that was a great bit of play as well from Maris Mikolov. Now, Riga are playing their match. I don't know what the result is or what's going on there, but they're on 55 points. I can't remember the maths to see whether that means they're winning or drawing, but they've dropped down to 54. They were drawing, and now they might be losing. We've only got 10 minutes left. We're going to do 3 changes, and we're going to bring on 3 youngsters. We're going to do Saranins for Diaby, which is unfair on Diaby because he's playing well. We're going to do Ivanovs for Mikhailov. We're also going to do Denis Lizanov for Vogels. It's quite nice when you can do that kind of substitution and not worry about it, because I think Riga still can technically win the league. However, it means when we play them next, if we draw, then they can't win the league. We're still having to play Riga, and we're still basically in pole position. So, Riga lost against Valmiera. They lost 2-0. So, I don't know what this means. 35 games unbeaten in a row. 40 home games unbeaten. That's over a season. That's nearly 2 seasons at home. We haven't lost a game. So, doing a little bit more maths. I think Riga can now only get 78 points. If we beat them, they can only get themselves 75 points, which obviously means we're going to be crowned champions by the time we play Riga. I think we've got a cup game, though. We do. We have to play RFS first, which I'm going to play very rotated side in this, and then when we come back, we're going to be playing Riga, and we're going to be crowned champions of Latvia again. Well then, in this episode, we have now technically qualified for the FA Cup final. We are 1 game away from qualifying for the Winter Cup final as well, which is actually going to take place after the Riga match. I assume we're probably going to win that because it's against Ventspil's B team, I believe. We are also 1 game away from being crowned champions of Latvia for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. We've also picked up the next generation of Latvian footballers, and hopefully 1 or maybe 5 of them might be world class. They won't be world class. They might be pretty good though. The starting 11 then for the Riga game, we are at home. It is going to be basically the same starting 11 minus basically 1 change, and that is Yanis Vogels. He isn't particularly match fit. He didn't play in the cup game that we've just had as well, but he's not match fit at the moment, so Ruddy Nilsson's going to come in defence. Everyone else remains exactly the same. Let's play Riga. Let's lift this trophy again. So I can actually say to the team, a win here will secure the title. I mean, it fired up enough. It fired up enough people. That's good. In a 36-game season, we might be crowned champions after 29 games. That's pretty impressive, right? That's pretty good. Zommers with a goal kick after 19 minutes. Maris Mikhailov controls this well. Forward to Diaby. Taihi on the right-hand side can run into some space. Taigui's off to the right as well. He's gone through the middle. Taihi's gone for an effort. It's rubbish. It's definitely rubbish. Goal kick for Riga. 5 minutes have passed since that awful effort then. Troninkovs heads forward to Zavs. Left-hand side, we've got a runner. Instead, Zavs is going to probably keep going himself. The 30-year-old now, he's getting on a bit. Into the penalty area. It's a good save. It is a good save. Taihi's going to collect. Keep this alive. He's been tripped by Bopesu. We're going to get ourselves a free kick, which we are not going to see, even though that was basically as good enough as a corner. Riga haven't had a single shot yet, let alone 1 on target. We've had plenty, but haven't opened the scoring just yet. Maris Mikhailov collects from Troninkovs, crosses that ball in back post. Is Frank Dow, of all players. He plays it back to his centre-back partner. Rudder Nilsson crosses it in. Taihi's there. He heads over the bar. I feel like we're not going to score on this. Our XG is 1.4. We've had 13 shots, 14, 7 on target now, and we still can't score a goal. I didn't work out the maths. If we draw, I don't know whether that means we've won the league or not. I don't think we have. So, I mean, we just need to keep going. No one's playing badly. We're just not getting the chances. So then, we are seeing the first highlight of the second half as well. Dow forward to Taihi. Taigui's running as well. Does get the ball as well. Lovely little bit of football from Taigui. Down the right-hand side, crosses it in to nobody. Burkic comes out, holds on. That wasn't a highlight. So what's going to happen? The goalkeeper kicks it forward. Riga don't score. Babian with this. He's gone for a long-range effort. He's not going to score with that. But that is their first shot on goal. I mean, on goal is questionable. Second half has started off quite hotly, hasn't it? There's a lot going on. Abdul Samad to Taigui, the right back. He's going to shoot, isn't he? He does shoot. And Herman Taigui, with his 3rd goal of the season, may well have just secured us the Latvian Higher League title. Taigui has been absolutely ridiculous for us this season. I wasn't expecting him to make this much of an impact when we signed him, but he's been absolutely amazing for us. Yanga Mabiwa kicks that long upfield for Riga. Zommers is going to take that and play it in the corner for a bit. There's a goal here. There's a goal happening because Zommers is nowhere near his goal. Why did he do that pass? Why was that the pass to go for? Just lump it upfield, somebody. Frank Dow to Roddy Nelson. He's eventually kicked it upfield. Taihi's controlled this just inside his own half. Down at the right-hand side past the two managers. Taihi to Mikolov. Play it through. Off to the left is Zavs. Lovely ball. Diaby's there. Diaby makes it 2. His 20th of the season. 50 minutes played. They may as well finish carving our name onto this trophy because the trophy is coming back to the Skinnz Academy. Riga have themselves another chance, and Abdul Samad has given away a penalty, pushing over Yanga Mabiwa. It is going to be then Riga stepping up against Zomers. Come on, Zomers. Do the business. Babian steps up. Zomers goes kind of the right way, but Babian still puts that ball in the back of the net. It is 2-1. I feel like we should have scored more goals. I feel like we should have definitely scored more goals, but at the moment, we've got 2 to show for it. I would like to get a third. We're going to take off Maris Mikolov for Ivanovs. Do we do any other changes? I mean, everyone else is playing really well. Everyone's playing really well, apart from Adjamani and Dow, but I don't really want to bring either of those two off. And obviously, Zomers dropped down to a 6-6, now 6-7, basically because he let in a penalty. Abdul Samad with the corner for the Skinnz Academy. Troninkovs is there. It's gone and been cleared by Masulia, who I think might be our former player, you know. Roddy Nilsson plays it all the way across to the right back, Taigui, who's obviously got a goal to his name so far in this match. Taihi now with it. Cross it or not, go back, fair enough. Crosses in, this time Zavs is there. And Zavs, the first player really who stood out to us as a really good football. One of the first 3, I guess, who really stood out as good quality players in the Skinnz Academy, has made it 3-1. Is this the goal? Is that the goal that seals it? I don't like the fact that Riga have themselves another chance. Kaigers, to that man's name. Cesarovic. Pacoma Zazua, a player who I know very, very well because I've signed him for many a team. I had him in my Building a Nation season last Football Manager. I had him for my Rupel Boom side in this season's Football Manager as well. So I know a lot about Pacoma Zazua. We need to steal this. We need to steal this ball. We do steal the ball. He's going to run. Use your pace, buddy. Use your pace. Just keep going into that corner. He's so fast. He is so fast. His effort is saved by the goalkeeper. It's going to be a corner anyway. Abdul Samad, who obviously gave away the penalty, is going to take this towards the front post, please, is where we should be putting it. It's gone towards the back to Troninkovs, and it's gone over everybody. Troninkovs does pick this ball up, plays it all the way back to somebody. Fair enough. Right, let's try and mix something up a little bit. What do we need to change? Everyone's playing really well, so I just want to kind of change something. Adjamani, do we do that for Vogels? We don't do that for Vogels. That seems like we do that for Vogels. Vogels can play anywhere. Final 15 minutes of the game. Ivanovs hasn't really done too much. Vogels has this throw to Ivanovs, who doesn't manage to do anything with it. And Riga can get it clear. Roddy Nilsson picks up for us, though. The Guinea-Bissauan loses out to Kaigers, and he's surely going to score. He's got some company, though. Long-range effort, hits it over the bar. Probably should have taken that a little bit closer to the goal, but I don't care, because it wasn't for us, it was against us. We are going to be crowned champions of Latvia. We've got 5 minutes left. Let's bring on a child. Have we got any child? Saranins, sure. Saranins can come on for Diaby. We've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to basically not concede 2 goals. We've got 1 minute. Taigui to Ivanovs. Plays it back to Abdul Samad. Back to Taigui once again. He can run into that space. Is he going to get the cross in? There's 4 in the box. Zavs is one of them. Doesn't get to Zavs. Yanga Mabiwa clears. Troninkovs plays that ball through to Zavs. Is Zavs going to get his second of the game? He does get his second of the game. And that is it. The title is secured. Champions of Latvia back into the hunt for Champions League football. Not into Champions League football because, you know, we've got about 15 qualifying rounds to get there. But 4-1 against Riga. We have been absolutely dominant this season. We've still got 7 games left to play. But we are champions once again. And basically, we're going to pick up 2 more trophies. I've decided we're going to win both cups as well. I really should know who our captain is, but I have no idea. There's me handing it over to our captain, who could be absolutely anybody at this point. Lift it up and celebrate. There you go. Look at me clapping away as well. Are we going to see a Kristaps Zommers cartwheel like we should do every season, or have they mixed it up a little bit? We're going to see a Zommers cartwheel. Here we go. Everybody, I mean, at this point, the crowd is expecting the Zommers cartwheel. He's done it 3 times. There is the news article then confirming we are champions for the 3rd time. We've qualified for the Champions League. What are our budgets? £6.43 million. I'm thinking, now there's plenty of time between now and the start of next season, but I'm thinking we don't need to spend too much of it. We've got some decent young players coming through. We've got a decent squad. We've got some players who, realistically, probably should be breaking into the first team who can't quite get in there at the moment. So, yeah, I think 6 million is probably too much. We'll spend $500,000 like we did this season. Before we go very, very briefly, I want to mention lots of players leaving the club. We've also lost a youth player to Riga for £58,000. Not really a lot to talk about. Yusuf Bakayoko to Ventspils, but the big one is Rezwan Murzov, who's moved over to Qatar for £775,000 in total. For a player who wasn't really playing for us, I'm happy with that bit of money. Speaking of money, should we do it? Should we build a new stadium? What are they going to say? Right, they've rejected it. However, they are willing to discuss. We don't own our own stadium. I would love to have our own stadium. I would like a new stadium to be built to show that this is a modern, forward-thinking club. Without a sizable increase in our fan base. I mean, they're not going to go for it, are they? Yep, they didn't go for it. Fair enough. Maybe in a few years' time, we'll try again. Maybe end of every season, we'll give it a go. See whether they're willing to build us a brand new stadium. Because what we're playing in at the moment is pretty small. It's small. It's not. It's 1,560 all-seater. But it's not ours. And I think this is the main problem I'm having. I want our own stadium with our own coloured seats and all that jazz. I guess we're going to have to wait a bit longer. Well, the league season is effectively over. However, we're going to have one more episode of Season 4, and that is going to be, at the very least, Valmiera in the Winter Cup final. Assuming we get past Ventspils in the semi-final, we'll also have the Cup as well. So we'll hopefully have a double Cup final episode of Season 4. I think that was quite a long episode. Thank you very much for sticking with it if you have managed to do so. Do please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Stick your comments down in the comment section below. Tell me what one of our youth intake you think is going to be a bit of a star for us. And I'll see you in the next one where we're going to win 2 more trophies. Guaranteed.